Hey guys and gals, I wanted to take a couple minutes to wrap up this building Pangaea, and I'm going to start with Alfred Wegener's thoughts about this. He started saying, okay, this is interesting. Things are wrapping up, or things are lining up, so it looks like South America really could fit into Africa. And if you take things and move them over and slide them over a little bit, well, looks like things fit together as a puzzle. That's pretty interesting. Let's see if there are any other things. If we drag Madagascar up here, that seems to match up pretty well. So our puzzle pieces keep coming together. We can even bring India over here, maybe rotate that a little bit, and that lines up. So there you go. It's a puzzle. His second thing that he looked at was the fossils. If you look at the fossils, you can see how, and I'm going to reset here again, we can line up the fossils as well. We can take that, rotate it a little bit, just like we did before. And not only do they fit together like pieces in a puzzle, but the fossils line up. So you can see the Synagnathus really lines up well. The Glossopteris, that type of plant, lines up. The Mesosaurus lines up. If we do what we did before, moving Madagascar over into place, bringing India down and rotating it a little bit, not only do they fit as pieces in a puzzle, but they also line up with the fossils. We also looked at the rocks. Let's do the same thing. We slide them over, we move them into each other, and then we look back, see if those things compare well. Fossils, they line up pretty well. I didn't have them in the exact same place, but we can move them around a little bit and we can notice that. We can also go up and move North America over, so these mountains seem to line up. We have the Appalachian mountains up here, and if we drag Eurasia down a little bit, you can see how those line up really, really well. And it looks like the mountain chain continues on, and they're all the same age rocks, 450 million years old. So looking back there, once again, the fossil evidence lines up. Now, the last one, activity D, was all about the glaciers. And if you look at the glaciers, glaciers are these slowly moving mountains of ice or rivers of ice. And if we just take it and start kind of dragging them together, if we line this up so the glacier matches up, we can put that together there. Let's put Madagascar in there once again, and we can line up the edges of these glaciers just like that. Let's bring Australia over here and try to line that up as well. So these lines are kind of coming together. And let's just throw Antarctica up here, and that all matches pretty well. That was almost like a Antarctica-shaped hole. Now let's go back and look at the other evidence. Oh my goodness, things are wrapping up, matching up really, really well. We can take Australia and kind of move it down a little bit, and let's look at the edge of that glacier again. That's really, really close. So this is the evidence that Alfred Wegener was using. Glaciers come down off the top of the mountain, so they have found that the center of Antarctica has pretty much a mountain in the center. Everything was moving away from that. And if we go back and look at the rocks as well, we can see how we have mountains over in this area, and perhaps the glaciers. Let's look back at the glaciers. Well, we had a mountain of big 2 billion year old rocks in this area right here, and it looks like the glacier is moving away from there. So he looked at several different pieces of evidence. He looked at fossils, he looked at rocks, he looked at glaciers. And things are matching up.